Welcome back. Let's see, we glitching a little bit. Can't glitch on the 100th episode. The 100th episode of the N.y.a show. We cannot glitch on that. I want to, of course, let me see me put a little clear. Okay. So this is the 100th episode of the N.y.a show. Of course, I don't have anything to describe again, anything planned, because we still want to keep this train rolling. It's been a little, maybe 9, 10 days since the last clip. You get what I'm saying? I was just overthinking the 100th one. I was overthinking it, trying to be like everybody else. But you gotta always stay in your lane and do what you do. So that's why I'm here with y'all tonight. Here we are, N.y.a show episode 100, and we diving straight into the shit that continues to go on planet Earth. Let me first say RIP to this 12-year-old child that was just lost his life down in Atlanticstation right here. Atlanticstation is where I spent many afternoons. Like how he was running around with them young niggas. Used to be running around just like him. Curfew come around, we trying to get out of there, trying to get the last bus, the last shuttle back to the train station so you get the last train to get your ass back home. So I want to say rest in peace to this young man because no matter what was going on, like I said, this could have happened with any of us, growing up. Be in certain areas, police presence is out there, people want to get rowdy. It's been plenty of times about to get on the bus, get into it with people. We have to realize in life things happen. They really do. Things happen. So RIP to this young man, and then quick recovery, I hope a speed recovery for the other 5 that were injured during this shooting that happened at Atlanticstation. Like I said, went there constantly as a young man, as a teen. So our rest in peace. This is a 12-year-old child that lost his life down at Atlanticstation. You know what I'm saying? Being kids. You know what I'm saying? Being kids, and unfortunately they had weapons. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been down there with no weapon, but like I said, you can get into it. It's been instances we got into it with somebody who's not with your party, and they could have had a weapon. So rest in peace to this young man for starts. And we're going to continue with more niggatry as we look into the homeboy right here. Argument at a barbershop spills back to the home. There, a man was executed in front of his parents. So, number one, we is talking about a Negro who has no hair. Now, most of us probably, if you were to just see this altercation, you'll say, damn, before I seen this picture, this nigga must have got a fucked up cut. And black men, we don't play about our haircuts. So maybe he got a fucked up haircut. You know what I'm saying? Nick seen me, followed him. You know what I'm saying? I can't go to the club like this. I can't go to my baby school like this. Blah, 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 blah. And that could have been the situation. But when I see a big bald headed Negro, that shows me that you are not in control of your emotions. Because what did you get that angry about? Was they roasting you? Was they talking about your mama? Was they talking about your lady? Was they talking about your bald head? Well, you know what I'm saying? I just don't get this. Like, what was they doing to Buddy? It wasn't a haircut. He didn't get a messed up haircut. There's no way to mess up his haircut. So there had to be a particular issue that was deeper than that for this, this soft, spirited person, you know what I'm saying, this soft, because they definitely couldn't take a joke, you know what I'm saying, they definitely couldn't take a joke. So here we are, 3 men shot, 1 killed in front of his parents. He tried to run away. The dude followed him into the home, pointed the gun at somebody else, shot this man, shot him in trigger warning, shot him in his head, shot him point blank a couple more times. His family had to watch his last breaths happen right there in front of him over an altercation. Like I said, this is niggatry. This is niggatry at its finest. We cannot sugarcoat it to be nothing else but niggatry. Going back and forth with somebody over something that they said about your whatever going on in your life. It couldn't have been about their head or yours. And now this happened back in 2020, back in June 2020. So that when niggas outside protesting, throwing flames, like niggas was getting lit in the middle of COVID. Y'all remember that niggas was dying in more than one way in 2020. So for him to then, and then this other part is that you killed my 2 homies. You shot at my 2 homies. And then he shot him like in the leg, you know what I'm saying, the injuries. They were able to get to a car, and those 2 brothers, Montreal Wade and Tyrone Coleman, they were able to survive. They were able to survive this. But the other man, who I'm guessing was the initial a person who he had the issue with, he wasn't able to survive. And I don't know if we'll ever really get, into his head on why can he try another method instead of going about following this man to his house and killing him, and then shooting at his friends, shooting him all in the leg and shit like that. And then you almost caught 2 extra bodies for nothing. You got 2 attempted murders for nothing. You don't shoot a man if you had that much problem with a nigga. Yeah, y'all talking all that shit in trigger one. Y'all talking all that shit in the stove. Y'all talking all that shit in the stove. I ain't got. I mean, in barbershop. I ain't got to take that from nobody. I don't take that from nobody. You walk up on him and you look him in his face. You don't be shooting on him all in the back, shooting him in his leg, arm and shit. Like nigga, I'm coming to court and I'm testifying, my nigga. I'm gonna look you dead in your face. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look you dead in your face. You gonna be on behind that wall because you missed. You know what I'm saying? You was sucker. You was a sucker. If you really wanted me, you know what I'm saying? You would came up, did whatever you did, chased up. Like don't, you know what I'm saying? That's not even go there. But I'm just pointing that out. Like you literally caught 2 attempted murder charges. You know what I'm saying? And if you was that gut, if you was that gangster OG, like you already finna be behind that wall forever. Why not finish, finish the whole job? You gonna be that type of dude. So my condolences go out to this man's family. Because like I said, it's something wrong in our community. Like that's niggatry. Like there should be no argument, no altercation that are happening, especially at a barbershop, like the center whole, like where black men like should be able to come together. We should be a community build at the barbershop. It should not be a issue where a man lost his life and 2 other people got shot and I lost my life in front of my parents. That to me, I just think that's a complete L. That's a complete L. But that dude, he don't represent everybody. He just represent his situation. So I want to know y'all thoughts on that. This dude really, this dude really took this man's life over altercation that they had over. I know it had to be nothing too big. It was niggatry. Niggatry. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. I want to also talk about how we are getting more answers as to what happened to these 3 individuals, Americans that were down in Mexico. Because I'm going to Mexico in a couple of months. I had to point out that 3 of our folks went down there to have a good time for the Day of the Dead festival or whatever. These people like are my age, 28, 33, in an Airbnb. Apparently, the heater or when the heater, because they said maybe they found one of them in the shower, lost it, dead in the shower. So like maybe when he turned on the water, the heater heated up so he can get hot water, and then the fumes decided to come out. The young lady called her boyfriend back home, telling him, "Hey, earlier that day, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling good." And then he hadn't heard from her from the rest of the day. So then, of course, he reached out to the authorities, like, "Yo," he reached out to the Airbnb, like, "Yo, my lady said that she was sick, she wasn't feeling good, and I haven't heard from her in hours." And they discovered these 3 dead over something that's odorless and colorless. So it's not like anybody that started. Now, let's not do that. Nobody in the room is able to see or smell anything to be like, not like smelling gas. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same scenario. So I want to say rest in peace to them, because most of us don't even have a carbon monoxide uh, reader in our house detector. Most people don't have that. You got a smoke alarm. Most people don't have the carbon monoxide. And so that could be any of us. Any of us when we go on a trip, think about your last trip that you took with your family. Tell me about your last trip that you took with your family. And if you had a carbon monoxide monitor in that room, in that hotel room, because at the end of the day, like I said, this can happen anywhere. I'm pretty sure that these young people thought they were in a nice spot. They in Mexico, they're from America. You know, they don't want to go nowhere janky. But unfortunately, it's just a sad situation overall. I would have never even thought. Like I said, you have to be extremely careful. But who could have freaking known that the carbon monoxide was going to leak from the heater and I was going to lose my life? So here we are, families that are burying 3 family members because of something that went wrong in a place that it was not properly installed. It was not, the water heater was not properly installed. So they're still investigating to see what truly happened, but we know what happened. Everybody trying to save money, not monitoring like they're supposed to. And here we are, 3 Americans dead that was in Mexico trying to enjoy themselves. And here we are. I don't know if they were related at all. Apparently, like I said, I don't know if they're related. We don't have a whole bunch of details as far as their relationship to each other. This young lady was down there without her boyfriend. I don't know if they had spouses, were anybody checking on them. That's a little odd already. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say RIP to them. And anybody that had this new has comments on this story, and I send my condolences. Number one, you know what I'm saying? That's number one, because I never want that to happen. Like I said, I'm going there in a couple of months, and now they just put my aunt's knee up, nervous. And then we had another American, a white woman. She 2 months ago, she was in Mexico City and lost her life to carbon monoxide. So that's not, but it happens here. It happens here. It's a common thing because it's odorless and it doesn't have a smell. So how am I supposed to detect that something's wrong unless I have a carbon monoxide reader or a detector sensor in the house? It's the N.y.a show, y'all, episode 100. hope it went too much of a downer, but we here to bring the news on what's going on. And like I say, a lot of niggatry going on in this world. RIP to our fellow Americans that lost their life down there in Mexico. Rest in peace to the 12-year-old that lost his life up the street, like I said, at Atlanticstation. That's nowhere from here. And RIP to that brother that lost his life is dealing with niggatry at the barbershop. If you got that much of an issue with me, swear up, bro. Don't shoot me. It's the N.y.a show, episode 100.